Hello, today we're going to talk about 3 ways how you can measure your heart rate when you're running. So we're going to pair the methods, also why it is important, and at the end I will also give you my personal recommendation as a running coach. But let's maybe talk before why tracking your heart rate is so important when you're running. So first of all, it's to monitor how your effort is perceived, because also sometimes we think we're actually doing something like easy and then our body's telling us like nope. Also, it's a very good way to track if we are overtraining, because if we are overtrained our heart rate will be higher, and if for example we did the same session like this week compared with next week, and this week all of a sudden it feels like our heart rate is way higher, then it might be a sign that we are doing just too much. So very good way to track progress, overtraining. And also just like what I said, progress in overall. So maybe if you compare your heart rate data from this year with next year, that you can really see that it is getting lower and lower, but maybe at a higher speed or at the same speed. So these are very good reasons and arguments why to track your heart rate when you're running. And yes, I know in the beginning, zone 2 is, let's say, quite difficult to get into, but if you are really consistent with it, really put in the effort and stick to this heart rate zone, you will see long-term results instead of just a short-term result. And at the end of the day, it's the long-term results we want, right? Okay, so the first advice you can actually monitor your heart rate with is just the watch. And they are super convenient because it's just, you have to look at your watch and you immediately know where you are. Also for beginners, it's something that I really recommend to not make the big investment in the beginning yet. But especially if you start going with interval training or during summer when there's getting sweat between the wrist and the monitors that it's being used and or actual skin, it might get wet, so the monitors might get confused. Then it is not the most accurate results it will be shown. But then what to use instead of the wrist? Well, here we have 2 different heart rate monitors that can also be used. And let's just first dive into the heart rate strap. So that's the one we adjust here. And it's a very precise one. What I also really like about this one, the Garmin HRM Pro, is that it shows the balance between my body. So if I'm running, how my balance is with the left and right side. And this has already helped me a lot with preventing injuries in the past, because every time when I notice like something is a little bit off, I would look at my stats after my run. And if I would see that the left or the right balance is a bit off, then I immediately know what to work on with strength training and how to prevent getting injured. It's a very precise way to monitor your heart rate. And this is especially useful during, for example, interval sessions or during summer, like what I said before, if they might get any kind of sweat between your monitor here and your watch. So this is a very precise way to monitor your heart rate. However, and I'm also unfortunately one of those, you can get here shaving wounds. And once you have those shaving wounds, it's actually very difficult to get rid of them. And that's also the reason why I changed from this monitor to this one. This one is the arm strap. So we just put it over here between our bicep. And you might be wondering, how is it going to measure heart rate? Well, it uses optical sensors to measure the blood flow. Therefore, this is a little bit less precise than the chest strap, because the chest strap goes here and this one is mostly focused on the blood flow. However, I personally really like it because I don't have the shaving wounds over here, and also during trail running it's very easy to adjust it here and it won't be moving as much as the heart rate strap. So it might be a little bit less accurate, but overall for me I get more benefits from it. So to just wrap it all up, for beginners I would advise to just go with the watch because it's more than sufficient. Then if you are more for comfort but still want to get that extra information, then the arm strap is a really nice one. Also for trail runners, I would really recommend it, because with trail running you're just moving a lot and then this one might get very painful. But if you're really into the stats, you really want to be very in depth with your analysis, then the chest strap might be something for you. Ultimately, it kind of comes down to what your preferences are, what your goals are, and also how comfortable you want to be running. And that's it. That is my personal opinion about those 3 options. If you find this video helpful, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Also, if you have any other questions, I'm more than happy to help you. And see you in the next one.